to Farm for Life, your source for off-grid living and homesteading. A sustainable lifestyle for a healthier and happier you. We blend the beauty of traditional practices with a modern touch, guiding you towards self-reliance. Join us on this extraordinary journey as we explore time-tested farming methods, sustainable living techniques, and the joy of strengthening our connection with the land. Today, I'm thrilled to show you a timeless method for preserving meat that goes way back to ancient civilizations like Rome and Egypt. Forget the need for refrigeration or freezers. All you need is one magic ingredient: good quality salt. Now, you might think this is a lost art with modern appliances, but let me tell you, it's simple, effective, and has been used for centuries. So, how does this magic happen? When we salt meat, it works like a charm by drawing out the moisture, creating an inhospitable environment for bad bacteria like Listeria. At the same time, it welcomes good bacteria that thrive on salt, producing lactic acid. This acid not only enhances the flavor, but also promotes the growth of beneficial molds like penicillin. Yes, the same one. To get started, all you need are three things: good quality meat, a container for curing, a simple bin or your fridge's vegetable crisper will do, and the star of the show, pure salt. Your salt must be only salt, no extra additives or minerals. I usually get mine from Azure Standard. A 25-pound bag lasts me a good year. Freshness in meat preservation isn't just about taste or texture, it's about safety. Compared to aged meat, fresh meat harbors fewer bacteria and spores, providing a cleaner starting point for preservation methods like salting, smoking, or freezing. This reduces the risk of foodborne illness and ultimately leads to a safer, more reliable end product. So, when it comes to preservation, freshness isn't just a luxury, it's a foundation for food safety. Now, let me show you how it's done. Take your meat, apply a generous coating of salt, and let it work its magic. This method is called the saltbox method, and it's as straightforward as it gets. Whatever sticks to the surface is enough to cure it. There is no need for precise measurements or fancy equipment, just like the good old days. Imagine a sprinkling of salt enveloping a juicy cut of meat. This isn't just seasoning, it's a masterclass in preservation. The salt works its magic through a powerful duo: dehydration and antibacterial action. Like tiny water vacuums, the salt crystals draw moisture out of the meat cells, creating a dry environment where hungry bacteria struggle to thrive. This dehydration process, called osmosis, effectively puts the brakes on bacterial reproduction and spoilage. But salt doesn't stop there. It also throws a direct punch at these microscopic villains, disrupting their cell membranes and weakening their defenses. It ensures your meat stays fresh and flavorful for much longer. So next time you generously salt your meat, remember, you're not just adding taste, you're wielding a powerful weapon against spoilage. Place your salted meat in a container or on a tray, making sure it's elevated to avoid sitting in the brine. For thicker cuts like ham, brining is great, but for thinner cuts like pork belly, we want to avoid excess saltiness. Let it sit somewhere cool for about 5 days or longer for larger cuts. No need to stress. Even if you forget for a few extra days, it's all good. The curing process is more than just salt fighting bacteria. It's like a teamwork of preserving, where salt works together with sugar and nitrates. They team up to create a bad place for spoilage, sort of like a shield. Sugar helps tone down the strong taste of salt, and nitrates stop the meat from going bad and keep it looking that yummy pink color. They all work as a team to stop bacteria, make the meat last longer, and add special flavors. When you're ready, take out your meat. It should be firm, rigid, and ready for the next step. If it's still floppy or overly wet, a bit more salt might be needed. So, first things first, we need to rinse off any excess salt and spices. Not that we used many this time. We want to ensure a palatable flavor, and rinsing helps eliminate any clumps of salt hanging on. Just grab a non-peely towel, like a tea towel or a cloth napkin, to pat the meat dry and remove excess moisture. While salt and curing steal the spotlight, rinsing and drying play a crucial supporting role. Rinsing removes surface bacteria and contaminants, providing a cleaner canvas for preservation methods. Drying, meanwhile, further inhibits bacterial growth by reducing moisture, effectively creating a less hospitable environment for these microscopic villains. It also concentrates the meat's natural flavors, leading to a more intense taste experience in the final product. Think of rinsing and drying as the meticulous prep work that sets the stage for the preservation magic to unfold. Now, it's time to hang our meat. You can use a handy metal hook or opt for butcher's twine if you prefer. I'm using a simple hook in the middle for convenience. Hang it in a cool, dark place for about 5 days. If you're planning on enjoying it raw, like prosciutto, you'd need to weigh it now and wait until it loses 30% of its weight before indulging. But for us, it's bacon time. Additionally, hanging the meat isn't just a pretty pose, it's a practical preservation tactic. Air circulation around the carcass discourages bacterial growth and moisture buildup, while gravity gently draws out remaining fluids, further drying the meat for extended shelf life. This not only enhances final flavor and texture, but also minimizes the risk of mold growth, ensuring your precious protein stays fresher for longer, hanging proudly for all to admire. Fast forward to 10 days and our meat is ready for the grand finale. The hanging process infuses incredible flavors, and now we get to slice it, fry it, and savor the magic of homemade bacon. Before we go to the cooking part, let's take a look at our creations. There might be a bit of mold on the larger piece. Don't worry, it's tiny. On the thinner piece, you'll notice some salt scabbing, a crystallized shiny patch where the salt accumulated. No need to panic, I'll show you how to deal with that. Now, let's get these beauties into the pan. The thicker, fattier pieces cook up faster and turn incredibly tender and brittle. The leaner pieces are more toothsome but equally delicious. When you cook preserved meat just right, it feels nice and soft in your mouth. But the really important part of cooking is keeping things safe. Even though we use methods like salting and smoking to slow down germs, there might still be some left. That's where the heat comes in. It's like the hero in your kitchen. When you cook meat to the right temperature, it gets rid of any remaining germs. This keeps you healthy and turns every bite into a worry-free celebration. But cooking isn't just about safety. It's also about unlocking all the tasty flavors in your preserved meat. If meat isn't cooked enough, it can be tough and not very tasty. But when you cook it well, it becomes juicy and tender, bringing out all the deliciousness. Cooking makes each bite a special treat, and knowing your food is cooked safely is like a gift. It lets you really enjoy the moment, taste all the flavors, and share the experience with loved ones without worry. Taking steps to protect yourself and others makes every bite a sign of your care and responsibility. So, the next time you grab a tasty piece of preserved meat, remember, cooking isn't just about making it taste good or feel nice. It's about keeping things safe and making your culinary journey awesome. Follow these simple tips. Use a food thermometer. Don't rely on color alone. Pink doesn't always mean safe. Make sure it's piping hot and avoid raw or undercooked options. This way, you can be sure your meal is both delicious and safe for you and everyone at the table. Now, the moment we've been waiting for, the taste test. The thick cut is a hearty blend of ham and bacon, with more muscle fiber and a satisfying crunch. The thinner pieces, with more fat content, deliver that classic crispy bacon experience. Neither one is too salty, and the results are mouth-wateringly delicious. And there you have it, folks. With just one simple ingredient, salt, you can preserve any whole muscle meat indefinitely. There is no need for fancy equipment or precise measurements. It's a timeless technique that brings out incredible flavors and ensures your meat stays good for ages. That's a wrap for our Farm for Life episode today. We invite you to be part of our off-grid living and homesteading community. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our information with your friends and family. Let's build our community together. Thank you, and we will see you next time.